and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to kind of give you an update on my CZ 457. Got it all set up and got this Meopta Optika 5 scope on it with these tally rings and got it sighted in today. I normally shoot at my uncle's place with his, he's got a nice range, he's got a nice bench. Well, I didn't want to drive all the way over there today, so I made a makeshift setup with an ironing board. Yeah, I went full redneck. But I got it board sighted, got it sighted in at 25 yards, then at 100 yards, and then I shot some groups with it. And I'm just very impressed with the rifle. It's really high quality. You can just feel that everything is made, with high quality control. The stock is really nice. The checkering feels good. It's a beautiful walnut stock. Action feels good. And this particular scope just really does a good job. It's got pretty good glass, especially for its price point. The only thing that's plastic on it is this little clip, but it worked just fine. I love the Varmint version because it has this 18-inch barrel instead of a 25-inch barrel or a 24.8-inch barrel. But just really nice quality. Love the tally rings and the Meopta scope. Just really a nice quality 22. I've wanted something like this for a long time. Let me show you a video of me shooting it in and the groups that I got with this ammo right here. Be right back. After sighting it in at 25 yards and then 100 yards, I shot 4 5-round groups with 4 different ammo, and here's the results. Okay, mini mag, pretty darn good. The 40 grain Winchesters, that was a tight group. That might have been me. Even though that says Federal, I shot at the wrong target. That's the 36 grain Winchesters. Once again, pretty good, except for that one. And I know I did pull one to the left here. And then here's the Federals, and they did okay. So all in all, not too bad for not ideal conditions, but hey, pretty good so far. Got the old mini mag, 36 grain Varmint mini mags. Got some 40 grain Winchesters, and then we got some bulk ammo, some Federal and some Winchester, both 36 grain hollow points. And of these, the tightest group was the mini mags. And anytime I ever shoot a 22, I get the tightest groups out of the mini mags. Never shot Ely or Lapua. I need to get some of those, but so far, CCI mini mags are the best. Some things I noticed while I was shooting this is the trigger's really nice. It has just a tiny bit of creep, but it's so minute that I don't think most people will even, it'll bother them. A really nice crisp trigger, and I don't actually know if you can adjust it down, but I mean maybe just a hair, but it's really a nice trigger and it's set up nicely. Free floated barrel, Of course, it has your cocking indicator back here, right there. It kind of modernized on the old CZs. The safety, when you pulled it back, that went to fire, but they've modernized it for American shooters where that's fire and this is safety. Just really well made enjoyed shooting it. Finally, had it for a little bit. Finally enjoyed getting out and shooting it. The wind died down today. I was able to get out. Really fun to shoot 22s. Got some more coffee. I just want to talk about the 22 today. What an amazing cartridge. You know, been around since like the 1880s, I believe. Its predecessors, the 1880s, the 1871 22 long, and I believe the 1845 22 short. The 22 long rifle, it's been around all this time. Everybody's got one, right? Everybody has shot one. Easy to shoot, no recoil, just a small snap of a sound. It's just blast to shoot. I personally have killed way more animals with a 22 than I have any kind of centerfire rifle. It's my squirrel hunting and rabbit hunting weapon of choice. I prefer to use a 22 over a shotgun, and I don't use any kind of 17 or 204 or nothing like that. Just like a standard 22. I've killed a ton of varmints with 22s. A place I used to live out in the country, right by this little branch off of a creek, there was groundhogs and armadillos everywhere. I kind of had an infestation of groundhogs. They were getting underneath my trailer house at the time and just causing all kinds of damage. They were getting into my landlord's garden. She lived right next door to me, eating up all their garden. And so they gave me the task. They said, can you please thin out these groundhogs? And I did with my Remington 597 semi-auto 22. Had I had a bolt action 22 like this at the time, that's what I would have used, of course. Just more accurate. However, I have missed some shots, and those quick follow-up shots with the semi-auto did take care of some groundhogs. I rolled several groundhogs, killed some monster groundhogs. It's amazing how big that those things can actually get. Killed a ton of armadillos and possums and just a ton of varmints. I've always wanted a bolt action 22. I know most people have one, but I never had one, and I wanted to get a good one. I just didn't want to get a cheap $100 Savage. I wanted to get a really good bolt action 22, and I think I've got it. Got about $1,000 in this setup, to count the rifle and the scope. By far the nicest 22 I've ever had. Of course, there's all kinds of stories of people using 22s to kill turkeys illegally, and even deer. Many deer have been killed with 22s, but for a small game hunting cartridge and for just an all-around easy to use beginner's varmint rifle, hard to beat. Getting back to the bullets, I've never really used Lapua or Ely or any of the match grade 22 ammo out there. If any of you watching this have any recommendations, I'd love to know, because I do want to get a better rest than what I had today. Get out to my uncle's and shoot at his range on his bench and really get some tight groups going. And I would like to try to reach out there. This particular scope's only a 2. It's a 2 to 10, so it's not like it's made for long range, but for a 22, it's plenty good. I've never been a huge fan of a 22 mag. Having said that, I'm not against them. I had a 22 mag at one time. It was a Marlin. It's pretty nice. I did sell it for the 596 standard 22 that I have, mainly for ammo availability. I just prefer a 22 because it's so much easier to get ammo for. But I do like a 22 mag, but I almost feel like if you're gonna step up to the 22 mag, why not just go to centerfire and get something like a 22 Hornet, you know, a 223, something like that, 204 Ruger, even a 22 250. Like if you're wanting a little bump up from the standard 22, why not just do a real step up? But if you've got a 22 mag and you love it, awesome. I do have a 22 mag handgun, which is pretty cool. But I prefer the 22 just standard long rifle over the mag. I've always wanted to get a Ruger Model 10. And I almost did, but I just really wanted a bolt action. Now there's the Ruger American bolt action that seems pretty cool. And there's several Savages that seem fine. And of course, you can spend a lot of money if you want. You can get up there around $1,000 and buy really nice bolt action 22 rifles. But I think that this CZ 457, about $600, is just about as nice of a 22 as I need. And I'm thrilled to have it. And I just think it's pretty cool. Another cool thing about a 22 is I technically am in the city limits of my little town here, but I can shoot a 22 all day long and nobody cares. Now, if I were to get my 30-06 out there, I'd probably get a few phone calls or might get a visit from the local authorities. When I think of a 22, I think of a survival rifle. You know, if rough things happen in this world and it gets to the point where we're all going through some kind of a Great Depression again, you know, having a 22 bolt action, and I say bolt action because you don't have to worry about as many moving parts or anything. Having a 22 bolt action with, you know, 10 to 20,000 rounds of ammo, pretty good thing to have, you know. Kind of like an insurance policy. You can definitely kill game with it. So I feel like now that I've got a bolt action 22, I don't need any more guns. I've got all the guns I need. I don't need any more. Having said that, I said that exact same thing on the last 5 that I bought. I don't have a ton of guns, but I feel like I've got plenty. I don't need any more. But then about a year from now, I'll be itching to get something. I'll be itching to get something. Anyway, I had a blast today shooting my 22. Always enjoy drinking a cup of coffee and talking to you about rifle cartridges. Hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, take care.